Hello and welcome to tonight's debate. On one side, we have LA English supporting that debate as an instructional strategy works for English language arts in the middle and high school level. On the other side, we have Alother Subjects. She is of the position that debate as an instructional strategy works for all subjects. These two lovely ladies will be using an instructional strategy called debate in order to debate this topic. For those of you who don't know, LA will be defining what debate means for tonight. Those of you watching at home, I would love if you had an opportunity to scribble down what you think debate means and how you think you could use it in your subject or in English. Obviously, LA will be supporting the idea that it can only be used in English, while Alother will be supporting the idea it can be used in all subjects. So if you have a quick moment at home, definitely go ahead and vote for who you think will win before the debate starts. And at the end, we're going to see if you thought correctly or not. So without further ado, I would like to introduce LA's English.
Thank you, mediator. I'm LA English, and I'm here to promote the definition of debate and to explain how debating works mostly for English classes and how it's really perfect for that. So a definition of debating is where you have two sides on a separate issue, and the whole purpose of it in an English classroom is for the students to really engage with text and find text-based evidence to support their claims. So as a teacher, you give them a topic in English and you have them find information out on both sides and really prepare for an argument and a discussion in a civilized way. So it really works for an English classroom, and I'll touch more on it later, but thank you, mediator. I'll turn it over to my opposition, Alother. Thanks, LA. Great definition, but what I think is the most important part of debating for teachers to know is the benefits that debating can bring. So let me go through those with you today. The benefits of debating in class as an instructional strategy are text analyzation. You learn how to support and structure an argument. You learn how to research. You learn how to use persuasive writing and draft writing. You also work on your public speaking and your collaboration skills, as well as gain more in-depth content knowledge for what you're doing research on. So the definition is important. Like LA said, you have to be able to defend a certain topic, but if you don't know what the benefits are going to be, then why would you even use this instructional strategy in any subject, let alone in English? Thank you, mediator.
Thanks, ladies. So a step-by-step of debate as an instructional strategy is probably helpful for those of you at home who are not quite aware or understand what these ladies are talking about. So step-by-step, here we go. Step one is assign a topic to your students. It can be anything from any class. I'm sure both of them are going to go into specifics. Next, you're going to want to set a standard of rules. So you want to make sure that everyone in your class knows exactly what's expected of them and when, and that everyone knows to be polite and kind to one another throughout the entire debating process. It's a discussion, not an argument. Next, third, is to explain the structure and the group. So how is the debate going to take place and who's in what group and why? And then also you want them to research. You model for them how you want them to research. Make sure that you show them what websites are good to use, what books, what encyclopedias, if it's an in-text situation, how to cite, and how to correctly find that information. And fifth, they're going to actively debate. So they allow the students to facilitate it on their own. You just take a step back, maybe be a moderator, mediator like me, and also allow for those students who aren't actively debating, let them ask questions. The audience members, let them have questions, maybe 2 per round or however you structure it, so that they feel like they're participating and they're actively learning along with the debaters. So that's a step-by-step analysis of debate as an instructional strategy. I'm going to turn it over to LA English and Alother Subjects for a more in-depth way to use this in their respective fields. Thank you. Over to you, ladies.
Thank you so much, mediator, for that step-by-step way of how to do debate as an instructional method in any classroom. I would like to now argue that a debate works very well for an English language arts classroom in middle school or even an English class in high school. For English, the application is simple. For example, what if you're teaching Romeo and Juliet to your students? Easy. All you have to do is come up with a topic, like, are they truly in love, Romeo and Juliet? And then you have each student find text-based evidence to support either side of the claim. So one group of students would talk about the fact that they are in love because of X, Y, Z, they're willing to die for each other, etc. And the other half of the students would find evidence such as, they only met each other once, and they just saw each other, they had masks on, they have no idea, they're too young, he fell in love with Rosalind so fast, or fell out of love with Rosalind so fast. So each group would have to find text-based information that backs up their point and proves what they're trying to say. It forces them to touch and connect with the text in a way that other instructional strategies don't. That's why I think debating in the English classroom is so important. And it forces you to have evidence-based ideas. So sometimes you can just have a thought pop in your brain, but debate really requires you to have evidence to back up your claim, or you will just get absolutely obliterated by the competition, by the opposing side. So that's how I would use it in my English language arts classroom, and obviously it can be used in high school, like I said. And I think that it's really beneficial for English and not for any other subject, really. Thank you. That's a really interesting point, LA, and I wanted to thank you for that. However, it has been scientifically proven that debates can be used in any classroom, in any subject. So I would like to represent that side now. For example, in history class, you can have different students or groups of students work on certain sides of a war or certain sides of a political situation, such as Native American rights, women's rights, that kind of thing, so that each student can understand the opinions and ideas of the other parties involved. Also, you can think about it in terms of science. You could have a debate on which scientist was the most important, and that way you learn about their contributions to the world and to scientific theory and method, and that's really important for students to understand. You can also do this in math as well, so you can have different types of approaches to math problems, and it helps the students really engage with the information that they're learning, while also teaching other students about their topic, right? So students are engaging with all types of information and then finalizing their own opinions and ideas about that information. So I like to think that it works for all other subjects, and that is my closing remark. Thank you. Debate as an instructional strategy in English language arts is something that is very beneficial in the classroom. It requires that students engage with the text and find evidence through engagement with that text. Debate is a good instructional strategy if there are polarizing ideas or opinions about a certain text or a set of text. Use debate in your classroom, either at the high school or middle school level, to really engage your students in evidence-based research. Do not be deterred by LA English. Debating as an instructional strategy can be used throughout all subject matters, within a middle school or high school setting. Debating helps students, like LA said, engage with the text, but it doesn't have to be just a play, a poem, or a book. It can also be texts such as textbooks, or even just ideas like who's the better scientist, or which approach to certain mathematical themes works best. As examples I've given before, I find that debating as an instructional strategy works well in any and all subject matters. Thank you.
Wow, what a wonderful debate we've had tonight in regard to a debate as an instructional strategy for either English or all subjects. For those of you who are watching at home, I want you to look back at what you wrote at the beginning of this debate to see who you thought would win tonight. And, I think it's safe to say that all other subjects, known as Al, is actually the big winner. As we have seen through her evidence-based discussion and debate, we have found out that debating works as an instructional strategy for all other subjects. So how exciting is that? Debating can be used in any classroom, in any school, high school or middle school. So if you there are watching and you voted or wrote down all other subjects, congratulations to you. Those of you who wrote English language arts, you sided with LA. She is very thankful for your support. But just know that debating can work in any classroom. It is not just an English skill, and that it can be used today, tomorrow, or whenever you need it to. As a reminder, it does promote collaboration and evidence-based research and writing and persuasive writing and drafting and public speaking. So it has a lot of great benefits. I hope you can use it in your classroom, or any classroom for that matter. Also, I would like for you to hold up 3 fingers if you feel like you can use the debate in your classroom. Hold up 2 fingers if you could see it maybe working, but maybe not for you. And hold up 1 finger if you feel like it is just not something that you could ever implement. Thank you so much. I want you guys to have a great rest of the day.